Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about business, and then we're going to also be talking about the grind.
The grind. Have you ever been through the grind, Chris?
I would like to say I have.
I feel like we're in it right now, my man.
It is. It's real life.
Okay, let's talk about business first, though.
It's hard. It's hard.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, if you think about like starting, like let's say just because we're video, like you want to start your own videography company, you do it right. Like what we did is we did an LLC. We went through LegalZoom. I honestly don't even know how we did it.
That's straight up to Sav.
Yeah.
Savannah, yeah.
Chris's sister, lovely
Arigato.
lady. Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done that. So, we did an LLC mainly because we wanted to do it like together, the business.
Right.
And you can't do a sole proprietorship like
With two people.
What we could have done is we could have split our businesses. Like, oh, you're the video, I'm the editing.
Right.
And then done it that way. But you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, don't get into business with your friend. I have trouble with, but it's good advice. You can't tell me it's not good
honestly,
advice.
it's really great advice if you don't trust your friends at all.
That is true.
Because
I think a lot of people though, they get to the point where they're like, I trust you with my life, and then
Right.
something happens. And a lot of people say like, oh, once money's involved, like if we started making like millions of dollars, one of us could turn.
Right. But to me, it's one of. I wonder who.
I'm looking at you.
No. To me, it's more of an incentive. If I know someone, like how I always say, Chelsea needs to eat, you need to eat, Jules needs to eat,
It's very true.
I need to eat. It's more like the money is going to the people I care about. So
Yeah.
it's more. I love it. Of course, we're gonna butt heads, and we have.
Yeah, not too often.
Yeah, barely. But I'm just joking. But yeah, I love it. I want to change it.
Yeah. The hardest part about business, the business side of actually, you know, owning a business,
Right.
It sounds stupid, but it's like running it, like literally taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You got sales tax.
Mm-hmm.
What like actually like doing your books. Like we use QuickBooks, so it's relatively simple, but the actual act of going into, and you don't do it because I do
Right.
it, but actually going into QuickBooks and like making sure everything's correct, and you get through like 70 items because I don't do it every month, but like 70 items, and then it's like something's wrong,
Right.
and now I have
that one thing.
yeah, that one thing, and now I have to go through and figure that out.
Look
and
at
that is so
receipts
frustrating. And all I want to do is film. Like all I want to do is like
Right.
film and edit. I don't want to do the business side. So I mean, you know, that's why people have accountants, but
Right.
we don't have the funds to be able to pay somebody to do accounting. But yeah, the business side of it is definitely difficult, especially because we're creatives at heart.
Right.
We just want to film. We just want to put out
Amen.
content. But yeah, I mean, we're still figuring it out. One piece of advice I'd say is get a tax lady
Amen.
or man. But
Yeah, either or.
we have a tax lady, and it is wonderful.
It is the best. You basically just show up, give her all the paperwork,
Head out.
head out, come
Let
back,
her-
and say, pay $3,000.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you know, the way our structure is, we literally any job we get, we save 30% off the top. Like no matter what.
Right.
Unless we're not paying ourselves. If we're paying ourselves, we save 30%. And then 30% goes to you, 30% goes to me, 10% stays in the business. So when we make like $1,000 job,
Right.
you get 300, I get 300.
Right. And that's the craziest part is when
Yes.
you try to break it down to people. Like, okay, in hindsight, $1,000 does seem
great.
like a lot.
Yes.
But for people that aren't doing stuff under the table, it's no, we have to split it. We have to divide it. We have to feed the business.
But we don't split it. It's not like we're splitting
It's,
it 50-50.
no, it's not 50-50
We're
at
splitting
all.
it 30-30.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
spending like hours on a project sometimes. You know,
Yep.
this is it's the learning game. We're gonna
Yeah. Well, and that's why prices are so high. You look at you know, anything and you go, oh, why is videography like $3,000 for a wedding film? It's because we put hours and hours and hours into this.
Right.
Not only filming like 8 hours it sounds stupid. Like, wow, I filmed for 8 hours that one day when people go to work every day.
Right.
But it's not like we're sitting around doing nothing. We are running around.
Right.
I feel like it's not slavery. That's too much. But like we are at the will of the bride and groom.
Yeah.
Like whatever they want, we are going to do it.
Absolutely.
So by the end of a wedding day, I am beat.
Right.
My back is gone. Like my legs are sore. I don't know how. Like Darren does like 3 weddings sometimes in a weekend.
Shout out to Darren.
Darren, you are a horse, man.
He's a G.
Is that the wrong way to say it? But
you're a unicorn.
Yes. But he goes so hard, and I don't understand how he does it, because by the end of one day, I mean, we've done back-to-back weddings. It's just a lot.
It's that too. It's incentive. He has a family.
That is true.
You know, it's one of those things where you have to train your brain to grind it out.
Yeah.
You know,
that's very difficult, because with a 9-to-5 job, you do have that security.
Right.
Which we've stopped because me getting married, but like stopping advertising, stopping basically letting people know that we're filming, it doesn't do us any good.
Right.
Like a lot of people go home and they go home. When we go home, we're thinking about what we have to do next to be able to make money. But
the bonus, it's exciting sometimes. It's like that creative element. It's like, what can I do? Yeah. To just shake it up and let people know, like, we're here.
That is true. You've been putting out some fire.
Dude, it's all Gary V. Shout out Gary V.
Here we go.
Hear this. No, but he's I mean, you take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Like he speaks the truth in an intense way that you would love to speak to people and just be like, dude, you can do this. You just got to put in the work.
Yeah.
And it's real. Like you can't want a 6-pack and be eating donuts. You got to
well, you can't have a 6-pack and not even like working out. It's tough. It's tough out here.
It's facts.
I want a 6-pack, but I don't work out. So here we are. Yeah. So, I guess social, you kind of mentioned like posting and getting creative. The social media aspect is literally like a whole new game.
It is. And it's hard now too, just how oversaturated it is.
Yeah.
And, try to market yourself.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of people are literally just like, they just swipe. You could literally see like a cool photo and go, wow, that was cool. Double tap, leave. Like I feel like people don't really read captions as much.
Right. It's a number game, and it's also just like, oh, who like, oh, Classic posts something dope, I support them. And I think the hard part is behind the phones, we're becoming savages of like post, but this is something we both slack on and we need to work on. It's just going out there, talking to people.
Yeah. The networking side of it is very difficult for us because we're not ones to, I don't know, put ourselves out there.
Yeah. And it's weird. Like, I was talking to a buddy about this yesterday. It's like, how do you approach a business without being so salesman like?
Yeah, I don't want to come across very.
If you ever need videos, like, hire us. It's like the organic stuff is nice, but I think we both know that we definitely could put a lot more effort in it.
Yeah, it is definitely tough. We're still learning that 100%.
Right.
I mean, like with Alaska Airlines, we filmed for Alaska Airlines, and that sounds super cool, and it was really cool. But like, did we get that by like going crazy or like literally you filmed a video flying to Alaska and posted it and tagged them and they liked it and then they hired us? Right. Like that's how it's
the marketing.
It blows my mind how we got that job. And then, I mean, we got another job from them and it was even better than the first time, but it's so hard to keep that relationship and keep going with it, because
especially with them having so many other things to worry about. They're not worried about 2 Vacaville boys. Like,
well, they're not. I feel like they're not going with video as much. I've noticed on their social media that it's not as much video anymore, which concerns me. It's like, I feel like it's too expensive for them probably to go like, okay, like here's a 30-second video, but it costs like $7,000.
Right. They're probably more leaning towards just doing photos just because like quick image of a beautiful sunset, overlooking wherever they're at. And it's just like, oh, that's nice. It's Alaska. Easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, convincing people that video is a good thing to invest in. A lot of our clients have been doing like the website banner, I guess you can say, like the header of their website is a
Right.
video, and that's super cool because when you load up a website and it's a really cool video, no, you don't even need sound. That screams like, okay, professional,
Right.
and it gives you, instead of just a photo of like a logo, it gives you a window into your business.
It shows them what they're doing on a daily basis.
Yeah. So
Which people need to see.
yeah, I love doing those kind of videos. I mean, like I wish we would do more of them, but I guess we can market that.
Right. It's almost going back to that semi-trade work of like reaching out to certain businesses and saying, instead of saying, hey, like we're interested in doing a video for you, this is how what we can do with this amount of money. We can be like, hey, go back to our roots of like, we'll do a video for you for free, you know, if you allow us to give, you know, place our business cards here for a while, or if you
That's
just,
true,
you
yeah.
know, and then work from there. But it would have to be a business that we're like, we see something in it and we're like, we can go crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's how we did with the snowboarding.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he hasn't posted anything about it or really done anything with
Right.
it per se, but I mean 100% we could use that video to go, hey, we've done this. You know, this is what we can do.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice thing to have under the belt.
Yeah.
It's different.
And I mean, that was one of the things that I learned pretty early on, is just like do it for free if you're passionate about it.
Right.
Because the hardest part is like do something for free, but then you don't even want to be there.
Right.
What's the point?
Exactly.
Unless it really is like a crazy opportunity. But doing something for free and getting your name out there and showing people what you can do with no money. Like imagine what I could have done if you would have actually had the budget for me.
Well, that's the fun part too, of
Yeah.
like, kind of like Alaska, but like even when we go to Disneyland, we make those videos
Yeah.
without any restrictions. We're
Yeah.
like, this is what we would do if we had full access, even though we go to Disneyland as guests and we don't have full access, but we're like,
Yeah.
we would like imagine if we had the funds and had that kind of access.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to get to the point where we're not using the cameras that we own, I guess, like where it's literally like a rental is in the budget.
Right.
Like, hey, you know, our cameras can't do what you want, but we can rent that and like just slap that in the budget. That's going to be super cool because then, you know, it feels a little bit more like they actually want us.
yeah.
Rather than, okay, well, I want it to be super cheap. So use your own equipment. If
Right.
you have to like,
They're willing to invest in
yeah,
us.
yeah, that's the hardest thing to find nowadays. Nowadays, like I've been doing it for years.
For
Dude, I've
years
been doing it for
ago.
so many years.
Yeah.
But it seems like nobody's really willing to like fork out for the quality.
Right. It's tough.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
But the bonus is,
Like, dude, we're literally we're talking about business, but we're talking about the grind 1,000% right now.
because business and grind go hand in hand.
It's very true. It's just funny.
Right. It's tough. But like I feel like you're not a business if you don't go through this. You're not a like just the success story. It doesn't sound fun when it's just like, oh, we did it and we made it.
Yeah, it happened like so fast.
Right. And that just shows our strength. I think our skin is getting super thick because we
Mm-hmm.
know 2018 hasn't been the greatest year.
It has been insane.
Yeah.
I mean, the hardest part about our journey, like literally from 2016 till now, in 2016, we did Alaska the first year? No.
Yeah. First year.
So we were on the highest of highs. We're
Yeah.
like, wow, this is crazy. And then we did Alaska in 2017.
Right.
And then from there, we did all these different things and it was like awesome. And now in 2018, it's like, what's next?
Right.
But we haven't seen it yet. So in that
Exactly.
waiting game, it's like, oh my gosh, we have so much fire in us
Right.
to be able to do something so crazy. We just have to figure out what it is we're going to do.
And that was a tough part. It's like we had the fire, we just didn't know where to put it. It was just like
yeah, that's true.
all over the place. Like we felt something, and I feel like we talk about that all the time of feeling something coming.
You talking about feeling something.
Yeah, but I think the beginning of the year was pretty rough. And
Well, it was the first year that we basically went full time because up until that point
Right.
we had been, working.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I quit my job
right.
and dude, it's so funny when you quit your job, you're just like, man, like I have so like, let's do this.
Uh-huh.
And then you realize, wow,
What do I do?
how am I going to make money? Like,
Right, right.
how am I going to eat this month?
Exactly.
So going from having that stability and security to like literally nothing, like if I didn't have the support of like my family and friends, I don't know how I could be here. And not like that we're like super successful
Right.
or anything, but like without the support of everyone, I feel like I would have just quit.
Absolutely.
You know?
And honestly, to me, I always say this, like, it would be a disservice if we didn't
Try.
because we have so much supportive people backing
Yeah.
us, family and friends, to where if we're just like, nah, I'm gonna work at AT&T, and
No,
like,
no offense to anybody that works at
yeah,
AT&T,
for real,
though.
like, you guys are providing some great service, and we're thankful that you allow us to communicate with people. But for us, at least,
It feels like failure if you go back to just a normal job.
right, because like, when people invest in you, especially family and friends that are genuine and real and will tell you the truth
Yeah.
and not, butter you up.
Butter you up.
Butter you up.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and they tell you to go after it. I feel you better go after it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
So,
true. I feel like a lot of people just kind of coast through life. Like essentially we're all trying, but nobody's like really supporting each other. Essentially. Does that make
Right.
sense? Like, I don't know. I mean, this is kind of weird, but like if I don't post for like 3 months, should somebody reach out to me and go like, hey, you good? Or is that just like me being like, oh, it's social media, like calm down.
Right. It's tough. I talked to Kyle, Kyle from Vegas. Shout out to you.
Kyle Leone.
Yeah. Because I was like, bro, you need a post. I haven't seen you post it in a minute.
Yeah.
And that's because I was a fan.
Yeah,
I am
yeah,
still
that's
am
a-
a fan
yeah,
of his
yeah.
work. And it's just like, I think he said he's really hard on himself. He's almost like a perfectionist, and he doesn't want to release it because he's not done with it or he's not fully happy. But
I feel that.
I feel that too. But in my eyes as well, sometimes I feel like it's nice to put out trials
Yeah.
just to be like, hey, I'm not perfect and nothing will ever be perfect.
I'm here and I'm trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than it. Because then, especially if this is something you want to do, you're going to have to throw out stuff that, not necessarily like, bleep this out, half-ass, but like,
Nah, that's
yeah,
okay.
it's, sorry. No. But like, just to show people, it's not my greatest piece, but like, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
I'm trying something different.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, if you look back at like Concrete Days, I don't even know if it's Concrete Days, but like the little like Mountain Dew commercial
Right.
that we did, why did we do that? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it didn't really have any crazy quality of like, oh my gosh, that was crazy, but we did it because we had fun and we like wanted to post it.
Right.
So like kind of just taking a step back and going, it's fine. Like I feel like when you're starting out, you don't need to like be posting the best thing you've ever posted every single time. I'm almost like preaching myself because like
Right.
it is every time I'm gonna like post something or just like put myself out there, I'm like, well, it's got to be better than the last one,
Right.
which is so like that's so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
But
And the thing is too, is like, especially with the gram and Facebook, is when you post stuff and you're, especially for photographers and videographers, and you don't see some sort of validation that you think you deserve, people are like, F it, I'm gonna just delete it.
Yeah.
I'm even at fault
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that, but I'm trying to work on like, this is where I'm at, like,
Yeah.
creatively, like,
Uh-huh.
I want to show you what I'm experimenting with, and if you don't like it or if you don't see it, it's
Yeah.
fine.
I feel like you're one of the few people where I've seen like progression, not even progression, but like evolution. Where like if you look back like 3 years ago, you were posting fire, like you were
Right.
putting out some crazy stuff. But the stuff that you're putting out now is fire, and
appreciate
you know
that,
what I mean.
Barbara.
But
Yeah.
it's like it's completely different. Like it was great then, it's great now, and you can see where you've progressed,
Right.
per se. And then, but I feel like evolved is a little bit better,
Right.
because it's not like you were bad then.
It's that grind of just like trying different things, reaching out to people, people that you don't even know, and just being like, hey, you have this look, I dig it, like let's get together, let's take some photos. Because I feel like now people are they want the money so fast, and they've only been shooting for a couple months, and it's not like that at all. Like
you can get lucky.
No, definitely
1000%.
Luck does exist. Like people have that one shot and it happens, but you have to put in work. And it's so cliche, but it's facts. You have to put in work. You have to reach out and just grind.
Grind is difficult. Grind is necessary.
It is. Blood, sweat, and tears. Hopefully not the blood, but if it happens, let's say you're trying to like
blood a couple times on my hands,
right? Trying to steady cam it or whatever.
Yeah. It's tough.
It is tough.
I love the steady cam though. Sometimes I want to film like you film though, with the monopod and close-ups.
Well, you could if you didn't lose your monopod.
Oh, that is true.
Yes,
wow.
RP.
Way to call me out.
Yeah.
I literally left it in the forest.
That's so great. At least it had a solid send off. It's in the forest. Was it Vacaville?
No, it was literally, I think it was Tahoe. It was 100% Tahoe.
Oh, shoot.
I drove all the way home. I was like, oh my gosh, where's my monopod? I think it was with Chelsea. It's 100% her fault.
No, I think it was us.
Was it?
Yeah. And
Why did we go to
going back to like the grind, Elma's doing something with photos that day. Remember you were doing photos of like with like people and like captions, and we went out there and you took a photo of me sitting and I had this quote. I was like, it trips me out that one day your heart is going to stop beating.
Yeah.
And then you wrote it out and posted it. That's the stuff that I love, is how you were saying about me is when I just love it because I know you're creative and if you just stayed consistent.
Yeah.
Because you have it, bro.
I feel like for you, dude, you're so lucky with the computer at home because you can literally, you have an idea and go, I'm gonna act on it right now.
Right.
You have that ability.
For sure.
I don't have that ability anymore.
That's why you got to get a laptop.
That's why I'm so excited to get an office one day.
If you want to sponsor us for an office.
No, but like literally I can just go, all right, I'm going to the office and I'm going to bust this out. You know what I mean? I can have those ideas, and then, it's a little bit harder. It's not at home, but
go for it.
The thing with the like people captions and stuff, I literally just wanted to give, not that I have a platform, but like I wanted to give other people a voice.
Right.
Like, hey, what would you say?
Right.
If that's like, this is the last thing you could say, what would you say to people?
And that's the thing about like, that's a solid question.
Yeah.
And for you to like reach out to people and try to tell them like, that's experimenting of like putting yourself, getting out of your comfort zone. Because I know that, you don't want to like...
I'm an introvert.
Yeah, but like to do that, it shows that you're like, hey, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm trying to do something different to help me with my art and to help me just expand.
Well, I feel like having a business and filming, it is 1000% like changed who I am essentially, because when I was younger, I was very, I don't want to talk to you. I mean, I kind of still am like that. Like I need my space, but like, if you would have told me like 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, like, oh, you're going to go to weddings and you're going to have to like talk to people and like direct them and like people you've never met before. And you're just gonna have to go in there and do it. Cause there's been so many weddings where we've never met the bride or groom.
Right. You just show up.
Just to waltz into this place and like act like we know we're supposed to be there and like all that. And then find out who the bride is. Sometimes it's not easy. And sometimes everybody's wearing
It's super
white.
awkward. You go in, a bunch of dudes are just looking at you like, where's Michael?
Where's Jim?
Yeah.
It's interesting to be able to grow as a person and go like, yeah, I'm completely different than when I was. Like I owe that all to film. 1000%.
Same here, dude. It's that confidence of like, I'm going to direct all these people to stand right here and have no fear. Granted, there's always still that little anxiety prior to a wedding.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I feel like I just blank out and just like, okay, the job needs to get done. So let's just do it. Because I know at the end of the day, I do not want to beat myself up when I'm editing and saying, oh, I should have got this shot or had her do this. So, I mean, it's going to happen anyways, stuff like that. But like for the most part, I try to be like, if I want it, take it.